The name Sandhill crane refers to habitat, like that at the Platte River on the edge of Nebraska's Sand Hills on the American Plains. Adults are gray overall, but during breeding their plumage is usually much worn and stained, particularly in the migratory populations, and looks nearly ochre. The average weight of the larger male is 4.57 kilograms, while the average weight of females is approximately 4.02. These cranes frequently give a loud, trumpeting call that suggests a rolled R in the throat, and they can be heard from a long distance. Sandhill cranes' large wingspans, typically 1.65 to 2.30 meters, make them very skilled soaring birds. They can stay aloft for many hours, requiring only occasional flapping of their wings, and consequently expend little energy. Sandhill cranes have one of the longest fossil histories of any extant bird. The oldest unequivocal sandhill crane fossil is 2.5 million years old, older by half than the earliest remains of most living species of birds. Sandhill cranes are mainly herbivorous, but will eat various types of food depending on availability. Waste corn is useful to cranes preparing for migration, providing them with nutrients for the long journey. They variously feed on berries, small mammals, insects, snails, reptiles, and amphibians. Sandhill cranes raise one brood per year. In migratory populations, laying usually begins in April or May. Both members of a breeding pair build the nest using plant material from the surrounding area. Nest sites are usually marshes, bogs, or swales, though occasionally on dry land. Females lay 1 to 3, usually 2, oval, dull brown eggs with reddish markings. Both parents incubate the eggs for about 30 days. The chicks hatch covered in down, with their eyes open and able to leave the nest within a day. The parents brood the chicks for up to 3 weeks after hatching, feeding them intensely for the first few weeks, then gradually less frequently until they reach independence at 9 to 10 months old. The chicks remain with their parents until 1 to 2 months before the parents lay the next clutch of eggs the following year, remaining with them 10 to 12 months. After leaving their parents, the chicks form nomadic flocks with other juveniles and non-breeders. They remain in these flocks until they form breeding pairs at between 2 and 7 years old. As a conspicuous ground-dwelling species, sandhill cranes are at risk from predators. Mammals, such as foxes, raccoons, coyotes, wolves, cougars, bobcats, and lynx, hunt them given any opportunity. Corvids, such as ravens and crows, gulls, and smaller raptors, such as hawks, feed on young cranes and eggs. Sandhill cranes defend themselves and their young from aerial predators by jumping and kicking. For land predators, they move forward, often hissing, with their wings open and bills pointed. If the predator persists, the crane stabs with its bill, which is powerful enough to pierce the skull of a small carnivore. This sandhill crane was admitted to Wild at Heart as an orphan. The goal with all animals admitted to Wild at Heart is to raise or rehabilitate them so they can be returned to the wild. This crane chick loves exploring around its cage and eating blueberries on its own, and makes happy noises when it finds a large bush of them.